Let's bring in Chief Washington correspondent, host of Face the Nation, Bob Schieffer. Bob, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Charlie.
Bob, you heard the president say there is a new reality about guns coming out of the massacre in Newtown. How powerful is this new reality to get something done?
Well, I guess I would ask, how bad does it have to be to cause Congress and the American people to focus on a way to make sure that this kind of thing doesn't have to happen again? I mean, I cannot imagine that we are willing to accept this as sort of the new normal, that this is the way it's going to be from here on. But this is a very, very difficult issue. I think one of the things, Charlie, that this hinges on and what tack the National Rifle Association will take tomorrow when it holds its news conference. You know, somehow or another, it seems to me this debate has to focus on putting common sense back into all of this. I mean, we don't ban cars, we have speed limits. You know, there's a reason you can drive 75 miles an hour in the open desert, and a reason we drive 25 miles an hour when we're in a school zone. It seems to me if we could approach this in that way, we could do something to at least making it harder for deranged people to get their hands on these weapons that have such killing power. I'm waiting to see what the National Rifle Association says tomorrow. If they bend somewhat, I think they can play a very constructive role here, but I think we're going to have to see what they say.
Bob, I think you're right, and it was an extraordinary press conference by the president yesterday talking about wanting to make those additional gun control measures, putting Biden in charge and saying he'll have more at the State of the Union in January. But he also took some very sharp questioning, specifically from ABC's Jake Tapper, who asked the president, where have you been on gun control? The president seemed to be a little bit testy in responding to that.
I think testy would be the polite way to put it. I think I saw some steam coming out of his ears when Jake asked that question. But the fact is, both sides, Norah, you know this as well as I do, have simply taken a pass on this. This is one of the most explosive issues. If people think that Washington was not afraid of this issue and the gun lobby, I invite them to join us in trying to get people to come on television to talk about it. I mean, we've never had such a time as we had Sunday, trying to find people to come on Face the Nation. I know our competitors had the same problems to get people who, have been pro-gun in the past to come on and tell us exactly what it is this issue is all about.
Bob,
it's a very difficult issue.
Let me turn to the fiscal clip. Do you think they're getting any closer?
You know, I actually do, for all the doom and gloom talk. I mean, let's look at what happened here. I mean, Speaker Boehner has now said he is willing to increase tax rates for the upper income people. He says people over $1 million. Well, I would remind you that that's Chuck Schumer's plan back there, Democrat Chuck Schumer, who said that's the way to go on this. The president has also said he's willing to make deeper cuts, but they just are not there yet. And, the power of Christmas is very powerful in Washington, and that is the power of getting to go home for Christmas. That's a driving factor around here. I think before it's over, they'll get something done. I really do.
Bob, I want to turn now to what may be an open Senate seat in Massachusetts if Senator John Kerry becomes the Secretary of State. I know you spoke with the actor Ben Affleck. Let's listen to part of that from your interview.
But one never knows. I'm not one to get into conjecture. I have a great fondness and admiration for the political process in this country. It's a big deal for me to come down here and be on your show that I've watched so much. But I'm not going to get into speculation about my political future. I like to be involved right now. I'm really happy being involved from the outside in government, advocating for the Congolese, taking this movie that I made, Argo, and it's really become a springboard for dialogue about our relationship with Iran, which is, probably, as Hillary Clinton said, the most pressing foreign policy issue today. So I got a lot on my plate.
Well, Bob, he sure does sound like a politician. He won't give you a straight answer.
I tell you, he's mastered one part of the craft, hasn't he? You know, he was here to talk about, he has this organization called Eastern Congo Initiative, where he's trying to do something. He appeared yesterday before the House Armed Services Committee to talk about some way to make things better over there. This is a country that is now, there has been more killing there than any other single place, more than even that happened during World War II. He's a very committed, a very serious person. You know, he went to Harvard and majored in Middle Eastern Studies. So
Will he
interesting guy.
I don't know, but I think you have to think about that. I think people in Massachusetts will be hearing more in the days to come.
We'll be watching. Bob Schieffer, thank you.